Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be quite the expensive haul slash makeup try on first impressions video. I did quite a bit of spending a couple months ago. A lot of these products I've had sitting on my desk for a couple months, and I've been waiting to kind of put them on, try them on for you guys and show you, everything that I got. Instead of just doing like a regular plain old haul, I thought I would try on all the products as I go through them type thing. And I know my hair is back to blue, and I told you guys I wanted to do like a gray silver, which I did do, but it just wasn't my thing, so I went back to blue. If you guys want to see a video on how I do my hair, what I use, so on and so forth, let me know down in the comments section below. I will be happy to do that for you guys, because I know I've had a few of you ask what I use in my hair, how I color it, so on and so forth. So let me know down in the comments section below if that is something you guys want to see. And this is a look that I created with all of the stuff that I got over the last couple months. If you guys want to see how I achieved this look, then just keep watching. So right off the bat, there are 3 products that I didn't get any new of, and that's eyeshadow primer, mascara, and blush. I know, super simple stuff. Everything else is new. I haven't used it, I haven't tried it out. We're gonna go ahead and get started, and I'm gonna start with the eyes just because I got these new shadow shields. They're the original shadow I don't know if you guys can even see that. And you can get these at like Walmart and Target, CVS, places like that. And they're super inexpensive. They're only like $4.78, I think is what it was, and I got mine at Walmart. So, and the whole thing is sticky. They have little things you can take off on the back. I'm just going to take off the ones up here because I don't want to stick this whole thing to my face. I'm just going to place it like so. They look so crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes using my Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer. Like I said, I didn't get a new one. I was gonna get the NARS one, but then I figured if I get the NARS one, then I wouldn't be able to get one of the new foundations that I have. So, and I really wanted a new foundation, so I got a foundation instead. Alrighty, for eyeshadow, I did get a couple new things. The first one that I got is the Wet n Wild All Natural Bare Necessities palette. Now, this palette has more shimmer shades than matte shades. Looks like there's only 2 matte shades, and I have swatched it already, but I haven't used it. That's what they look like. I'm most excited about this color and this color. It doesn't look like there's an all over shade, so I'm just going to jump into transition color, and I'm going to use this like taupey brown one, because these 2 are the only matte ones. So I may dip into another palette. So far that shade is way too light even for a transition color. So I am going to dip into another palette just to kind of like get just to get a better transition color. So I am going to go into my Modern Renaissance palette just to get the transition color, because that palette, So in the Anastasia palette, I am going to take Burnt Orange, and I'm going to use that as my transition color. Okay, now going back into that Wet n Wild palette, I'm going to try this dark brown shade and see how that pays off. Because so far the mattes, which is, there's only 2, so half of the mattes already suck. So far it's not too bad. It's not what I would like it to be, but it's not too bad. Okay, so next I'm going to go back into the Wet n Wild palette, and I'm going to take this bronzy gold color. I'm going to put that all over my lid. Okay, so right off the bat, the shimmers aren't too good either. My brush isn't getting a lot of product, so I'm going to try it with my finger and see if we can deposit more color that way. And because guess I forgot to mention it. The Wet n Wild palette is $6.99. You can get it off the Wet n Wild website, or you can find it at any local drugstore. I don't think Ulta carries Wet n Wild, so you would have to get these at the drugstore. I'm going to put a pop of color in the middle of my lid, just because this look looks very dull. So I'm going to be using the new to me, I don't know if it's actually new, Katy Perry CoverGirl Katy Cat Pearl Shadow Plus Highlighter. For this, I am going to try a brush just because I have my nails and I don't want to like dig my nail. Anyways. Okay, so that didn't really work. I'm going to go ahead and try using my finger anyways and hopefully not dig any of it out with my nail. Yeah, this is kind of like a creamy mousse kind of consistency, so I don't see how at all you could use this as a highlighter. As it stands, I did have to dig into it with my nail just to get product out to be able to show up on my lid. And it does have a very moussey consistency to it. So I wouldn't suggest this as a highlighter unless, you know, you can make it work. I can't. So I just put it as a pop of color on my lid. But so far I like this. And this you can also get at the drugstore and I believe at Ulta. And this is $8.99. Okay, for the inner pop of color, I am going to go ahead and try out this, looks like a light pinky kind of color. Not sure, let's see, I'm going to swatch it. It's kind of like a pearl kind of, where did I put that, like right there? So, we're going to try it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take these off. Ow. So the inner pop of color, it's not really doing it for me as far as the palette goes, so honestly I don't like this palette. I love my Nude Awakenings palette, but this one isn't doing it for me with as many shimmers as there are and as difficult as it is to get them to work. And then out of the two matte colors, only one of them really has a good payoff, while the taupey one kind of sucks. So in my personal opinion, I wouldn't get this one. I would stick to just getting the Nude Awakening one because that one works fantastic for me and all of the colors work. Like the majority of these ones don't work, which is kind of disappointing because I love Wet n Wild. But I would save your money and not get this unless you're determined to try and make these colors work, in which case, you know, go for it. But I wouldn't recommend it. Alrighty, for eyeliner, I did get two new eyeliners. They're both from NYX, and this one is just the NYX Black Matte Liquid Liner. And then I got another one of the NYX Glam Aqua Luxe liners. This one is in Glam Nude. So I am going to use both because this is the matte black one and this one is another glittery kind of one. So I've heard everybody rave about the NYX one and say it's one of their favorites from the drugstore. So I'm going to try it out and hopefully find a new favorite besides my e.l.f. liquid liner, which you guys know is like my holy grail. Okay, so far I like it. It did dry down pretty quickly. It was easy for me to make my wing. I like it. Is it my new favorite? I don't know. I'm going to keep using it and then I'll let you guys know. But so far I really like it. Okay, and then I'm going to now take the NYX Glam Aqua Luxe liner. And I'm just going to pop that and do a line right on top of that matte black liner. Just because I don't want to do anything too dramatic. I'll give you guys an up-close swatch too before I... That is so gorgeous. Oh my god. You know what? I'm dramatic, so we're going to do something dramatic with this. And I'm actually going to connect from here and take it about halfway through, just for fun. Okay, before I put glitter all over my face, we are going to move on, and I'm going to be using I have two new primers, so I figured I could use them both. The first one is from Hard Candy, and it is their Sheer Envy Coconut Water Primer Stick. Okay, and that's what it looks like. It's just a blue stick that you put all over your face, and then you rub it in. It smells like those purple glue sticks. As far as hydration goes, I might have to use a little more. I'm going to forego putting any more on because I have the e.l.f. Aqua Primer Mist that I'm going to be putting on top, and I don't want to put like too much hydration in my face, and then my face is going to be super oily later. So it has a pump. Let's see the stream. Not quite sure how I feel about that, but we are going to have a go. Oh god. Okay, so I don't like the sprayer on that. It just basically like drenched my face. Yeah, and I don't like that. It doesn't have a smell to it, but it's very much like soak your face, and I held it like 12 inches away from my face, so I'm not sure I like this. Okay, for foundation, I did get 3 new foundations, 2 from one brand and then 1 from another brand, but I'm only going to be using 1 set. So I got the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundations because everybody's been raving about them, and I got mine in the shades Desert Beige, Desert Beige and Cream Beige, just so that way I can mix the two, because when I was swatching them on my neck, neither of them matched, but when I mixed them, it seemed to give me a pretty spot on color. So these are the ones I'm going to be using today, only because I got this one from Makeup Forever. It's their Ultra HD Invisible Cover Foundation, but as you can tell, it is way too dark for my skin. Even if I self-tan a lot, that's still going to be way too dark. So I am going to have to exchange this one, so that's why we're not going to use it. And I am instead going to use the Wet n Wild ones. And normally I use my beauty blender, but I got a couple new products that I wanted to try out. And one of them is the Violet Voss Silly Sponge. So as you guys know, the Silly Sponge was like a huge craze, and then it died, and everybody was like, oh yeah, you know, I kind of like it, it's kind of hard to use type of thing. And I wasn't on board with getting it. But then I saw Violet Voss came out with one, so I got the one from there. And in addition to that, I finally got my hands on the Moda brushes by Real Techniques. Their oval brushes. I'm going to be using both of them today. I'm going to use the Silly Sponge on this side of my face, and then I'm going to use the Moda brush on this side. And I am going to do one side at a time, just so that way you can really use the tools without worrying about the other side of our face drying. So I put about an even amount of each foundation, and I'm going to use the Silly Sponge for this side, and I'm going to try patting it like a beauty blender first before like smearing it. So right off the bat I put too much foundation. I forget that this isn't like the beauty blender. It doesn't absorb a lot of foundation. Okay, so just like the other side, same amount of foundation. And I'm just going to start rubbing this in. Okay, so right off the bat, I don't feel like I got as much coverage out of my foundation as I did this side. I don't know if I didn't put enough, but I don't know if you guys can tell the difference. Like, I feel like I still have a lot of redness peeking through right here. Post on this side, I don't have any. Alrighty, for concealer, I went a little concealer crazy, and I did buy like 7 new concealers. But a few of them were repurchases, so I'm not going to show you guys those. But the 3 that I really wanted to try out is the Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer. And mine is in the shade Warm, M27 Warm. I got the new Wet n Wild Concealer, and I got this one in Light Medium Beige. And then I finally jumped on the bandwagon. I got the Maybelline Master Conceal Face Studio Concealer in 30 Light Medium. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use both of these. So I'm going to use Wet n Wild under one eye and Kat Von D under the other, just so that way I can try them both, because with as many multiples of the products that I did get, I would be able to film like 3 different full face first impression videos. Like, that's how many of each product I got so many of. So to save you guys and me, I'm just going to start using multiples and see how each side turns out, which one looks best, yada yada yada. So on this side, I'm going to use my Kat Von D concealer, and then on the other side I will use the Wet n Wild one. And I am going to be using the smaller Moda brush. No, this isn't even blending it out. It's, if anything, just like caking it up and picking up my foundation. I'm going to go wet my beauty blender and I will be right back. Okay, so the Kat Von D one doesn't look bad at all. For now, I'm going to go onto the left side and I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. Okay, so I really am liking the Wet n Wild concealer. It is very brightening, which is kind of what I didn't want to do, but it doesn't look too bad. Okay, but anyways, moving on. For powder under my eye, I am going to use my Laura Mercier powder. Now, this is new to me. And I just got the small version of it, not the one that you get in the Sephora checkout, you know, the ones that swoop you in. I used my points to get this one, just because I wanted to try it out before I got, like, the bigger sized one to see if I even liked it. To try it out. And I am applying it with my beauty blender. Okay, so I'm doing a little bit of baking with that powder to see how it looks. If I bake with it, when I just applied it, it did look good. So, I mean, so far so good. We're going to move on to bronzer, and I got, it's not new, but it's new to me, the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Medium Deep Matte Bronzer. Okay, so far so good. I'm going to go ahead and move on to brows. For video's sake, I'm going to outline my brows using the ColourPop gel. And I'm going to use the ColourPop brow pencil that goes with it. Both are in arched auburn. I can spoke. Okay, like I said, I didn't get a new mascara, so I just went ahead and popped on some of my old mascara. Well, not old mascara, but like, You guys know what I mean. And for lashes, I'm going to throw on my Huda Beauty lashes in Scarlet number 8. So I clearly am going to have to cut these because they're really long. So I'm probably going to cut off from here. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply these using my new Tarte lash glue. For highlighters, I did get 2 different highlighters. I have the LA Girl Strobe Light in 50 watt, and then I got the Tarte highlighter in Sparkler. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to like layer them on top of each other, and I'm going to start with the LA Girl one. Okay. LA Girl is not playing around. Do you guys see that? That is like stunning. Like beyond stunning. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the Tarte one on the other side and see if it's just as blinding as this LA Girl one. Oh my god. They're both so beautiful. So I did get a lot of lip products. Like a lot. But I narrowed it down to 5. I know that's still a lot. Like, you're like, narrowed it down from what? I narrowed it down to 5, and 4 of them are from ColourPop, and 1 is an Anastasia lip gloss. Now, normally I would shoot for the lip gloss just because lip gloss isn't my thing, and I always want to try it out and give it a shot. But because of the weather today, it's like hella stupid windy. So I'm going to forego trying this one just because I don't want like my hair stuck to my lips and shit like that. But I'm not going to use a lip liner with this one today just because... Ew, it's pink. So I got 2 new setting sprays. One was the LA Girl Pro setting spray, which is this tiny little bottle. And then I also got the Kat Von D Lock-It Makeup Setting Mist, which... Okay, that one is a little bit perfumey. A lot of bit perfumey. I don't like it. That's like the biggest kill for me when it comes to setting sprays, is if they have a smell to it, a heavy scented perfumey kind of smell. This one almost has like a rose water smell to it. I don't know if that's just me or if anybody else has the same problem. But I don't like setting sprays that have a smell at all. It cannot have any kind of smell to it whatsoever. Just because I am sensitive to smell, and it will give me like a massive headache, because I'm going to be able to smell it on my face. So automatically, because it has a scent, this gets a no. I do not like it at all. I love the mister. I love the packaging. I love the way it sets on my face, but I hate the smell. I'm not going to try this. I'm not going to continue using it because it has a scent. If you guys don't have a problem with it, I might just throw this in the giveaway box, but I'm never going to use this ever. That is everything so far. I did get also the new Urban Decay Meltdown Makeup Remover, which clearly I'm not going to use in this video. But if you guys want me to try this out and do a video like a video of me showing you guys like my nighttime routine, taking my makeup off, things like that, trying this out, let me know down in the comment section below. I'd be happy to do that for you guys, because I'm honestly super curious how this works, because it's got a little sprayer and it says you just spray it all over your face, and then you can like massage to take the makeup off, and then you just rinse your face. Alrighty, you guys, and this is the finished look. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this haul first impressions kind of video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you're notified when I do the giveaway. So until then, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.